Saitama, the One Punch Man, the
Whoa,
infamous
whoa.
One Punch Man
He throws punches.
versus Skips, not Skips, Pops from regular
Pops.
show. Ooh, the
Yes.
one and only Pops from the park.
Now you might be thinking,
What?
Eric and Owen, why is Saitama going up against a grandpa
Well, listen,
with a big head?
these are two of the coolest bald people of all time. Okay,
That, and they're two of the strongest characters, if not the strongest characters in fiction.
two of the strongest characters. And again, you're
It's not
probably
ridiculous to say
thinking in
that.
your head, you're like, this is straight up ridiculousness.
This is
But
crazy, dude.
you obviously did not watch season 8 of regular show,
You did
where
not.
the
You
entire
did not.
thing was about Skips awakening his powers that put him
Yeah.
on universal power level.
Pops does beat Goku, by the way. Just letting y'all know that.
One taps him, not
Once
close. Bro's gonna be like
and
charged up. He's like, oh, and then Skips and Pops is gonna be like, gone, toasted.
yes. So
So let's
let's
get into
get
it.
into it.
First thing I want to establish: both of these characters. This is proven about both these characters, is that their trajectories of learning, once they start training, to how fast it takes them to get to a ridiculous point in power, both is insanely fast.
Yeah,
And
that was
I
my
mean,
first thing I put for Pops. Is just quick training time. It was like for
quick
Pops,
growth.
he learned that he's like this all powerful being pretty much, and then
Yeah,
it felt like like a week later he was having
he was
universe
doing the
shattering
fight.
punches. You know, it's just like
Yeah,
that's just what he is. So, and it's the same thing with Saitama too. I know you know more about that than I do,
yeah. I
but
mean, it was like it takes you don't know when he gets to the one punch level. You don't know how long it takes him to get that strong.
mhm.
But what happens is a year before you first see him, he's like just a normal business dude. And he's like looking for a new job, and then he fights a monster and beats it. And he's like, cool. And so he does, let me see here. Saitama workout regimen. Okay, here it is. It's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer
Classic.
run every day for a year. And then he
Yep.
sleeps, and he lives his day without the AC on ever and without the heat on ever, to let his body adapt to those climates and force himself through it. And then he says, that's all it took for me. And then everybody's like, dude, that's just basic strength training. He's like, there's no reason you should be able to punch a hole through the moon by doing that. But
He can.
obviously, he can.
He can.
So both of them are able to train and learn really fast. And both of them also kind of get set on a limitless trajectory.
Yeah, like
So
if because I'm assuming with One Punch, it's like, isn't it is it over like the whole show? Because I've only dabbled in One Punch. Is it over like a shorter period of time, like the whole show, or is it over like a long
the
span of time?
what do you mean?
Like, is it like how long is One Punch like canonically? Is it like a month or is it like a year? Is it like a couple
Oh, it's a
years?
long time. It's a
It's a
long
long
time.
time. But like even then, like the way that they because like Pops really only was strong for the very end of regular show. But if he kept training, he would have been he just kept getting stronger, like you said. But Saitama's also like that too. But I also want to say that both these characters are
Bald.
like bald. They are both in I just spit.
Yeah, I
I don't
saw
know.
that, bro.
That was really gross. That was really gross. Both these characters could fight in, like space. Like this fight's probably going to be in space just because space is
this
cool.
this fight's definitely in space. So, dude,
Um,
and here's where I think things start happening. So, Saitama canonically was found himself fighting in space and was like, I don't know how to travel in space. And this is, don't be like, ew, Eric, that's gross. This is canonically what happened. He farted and traveled all the way across space.
yeah, he did do that.
That is what happens. So
And
that's awesome. but Pops could just freely travel throughout space because
So
he
yeah,
has.
Pops can just fly wherever.
So
He
this
has.
is also a part. This is also Pops has some like telekinesis and stuff like
I
that.
have a full list of Pops's abilities if you want
Okay,
me
go
to.
ahead, go through them.
So he has telekinesis, energy manipulation, shield generation, can change size at will, change weather, and cosmic powers in general.
Yes, Saitama's
So
really strong, man.
yeah, but I mean, both of like it's kind of crazy because like in
Pops has the hacks here. Pops definitely.
Pops has the hacks for sure, but he fought somebody who was like identical to him in the show, and Saitama doesn't really have a lot of people that are like identical to him, if anybody.
He has people that are strong, but like nobody's on his level. So
Yeah.
let's take a look at some feats here.
Yeah.
First feat that comes to mind is durability. Durability for Saitama is ridiculous. I mean, he gets punched in the head so hard that the weather changes and then just stands there and just like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he sneezed and wiped out a star that was millions of light years away. He sneezed and did that, right?
It's fair.
He
I could
punched
do
and
that.
stopped his punch in front of somebody and took out an entire canyon behind him.
Again, I could
I
do
mean,
that.
the feats here
Yeah.
are absolutely just mind-boggling ridiculous.
So one thing I want to talk about with Pops is stamina, which is kind of, it's a little bit similar to durability, but in a different way. I kind of didn't really know a lot about this. I did a little bit of research for this. I found out that Pops at his was it mega Cranus? Is that what it's called?
Mega Cronus, Mega
Cronus.
Cronus. Yeah, Mega
Cranus.
Cronus.
He has insane stamina, could run up to 6.5 months without getting tired at all. Just run straight without getting tired at all for 6.5 months. And yeah, Forrest Gump could do more, but that's pretty crazy if you ask me. And there's also something about how he can stay awake for 2 weeks straight. He doesn't have to sleep for 2 weeks, but I didn't really think that was like a huge thing. It's kind of a smaller thing, but it goes to the stamina effect for sure. So yeah.
So here's the deal here, is that Pops has transformations, which is crazy. Saitama doesn't have any, but we've seen him fight multiple people that do have transformations, and he literally just straight faces it as he does pretty much anything. So this is no worries to a fellow like him. This is no worries, no problems. He has no thought behind those eyes except I'm a punch this.
No, and kind of the same thing with Pops is I just put he can survive universe damaging attacks. He can dish out universe damaging attacks, and when he fought anti-Pops, it's anti-Pops. It's the exact same. He has the exact same strength as him. So he can survive those attacks too. It's like he can survive when I looked at my research, like I said, it was like universe damaging. And there's one big feat. I'll get into it after.
Go ahead, go for it now. Go for it now.
He can clap his hands and reset the universe. Yeah. That is Pops' big feat. We know, he is strong. He has all of these hacks, shield regeneration, all that stuff. But that is his main thing, is he can clap and pretty much reset the universe. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's pretty crazy. I don't know maybe some of you watching at home could do that. Let me know if you can. That's pretty crazy if you can. But
yeah, if you
do that. That's pretty cool if so.
Now here's where I'm getting into this. Pops is probably 100 times stronger than Boros, who's the last guy he fights at the end of season 1. I'd say he's probably about 100 times stronger. And that fight went on for a long time. It was a long time of Saitama getting beat up. Not really beat up, but like just waiting for his good opportunity to land a serious punch, right? Because Saitama does have to have multiple punches. Sometimes, depending on who it is, he can hit him with a basic punch and then like do like a lot of damage, not kill him, and then he'll have to hit a serious punch. So he needs to be able to hit that serious punch. He needs to have a good opening for that.
Right.
Now here's the thing with that is he gonna have the opening? Is Pop's gonna try to close that gap? I feel so stupid just talking about this right now. I can't lie, man. But I think when it comes down to it, this is a long fight. This is a
Yeah.
really long fight.
This fight is like it could be it could be insanely long to a fact that you might not even be able to imagine. It might just go
Yes.
on and on and on for like kind of I mean, I guess kind of like the whole anti-pops thing, it's just kind of like went on forever. Did that one go on forever? Or is that like I'm trying to I can't remember. I had to brush up a little bit, but no, this fight could go on for a while and forever and ever.
Here's my prediction on how it ends, because I want to hear your prediction after this.
Okay.
After the punch is landed, right? After the big universe shattering punch
Mhm.
is landed, Pops dies. That's what happens.
Mhm.
So I think either outcome here, Pops is dead.
I think
Which listen.
Oh, sorry. I
That's
didn't
not
know.
that's not
I thought
that's
you were
not the
done.
end.
Sorry.
Either way, Pops is dead. But is it the question is, does he kill Saitama in the process of doing that, or does Saitama survive and win? If Saitama can land his punch, if Saitama can land a clean, serious punch, he might need something even more than a serious punch. I think he has something called a super serious punch. If he lands that, he wins
Mhm.
because it is at equal strength of the pop punch. It can
Right.
also destroy a universe. So it's really who's able to land this punch first.
Yeah, I think I kind of when I was thinking about this fight, I was like, this fight is going to go on for so long because their durability both is insane, and stamina, of course, too. But it's like, does this fight even? If you, I mean, because like the universe shattering punch is going to happen at some point. Maybe it's like they collide. I mean, like, it's so hard to predict it because it's like this fight's going to go on for a while, and it's definitely going to
I
be.
know who I'm taking though
Oh,
in the end. I know I'm taking at the end. And
it's gonna come to a point where it's like the whole universe is just gonna be destroyed. Even if they don't, if Pops doesn't do the universe shattering punch, they're just gonna get to a point where they're flying through space and they're like just planet after planet after planet's getting blown up, and it's just like, do they go forever and just keep blowing up planets? I don't know. And I do think that Pops would probably outlast and be able to do the clap, do the universe setting punch, and reset the universe. But I do kind of agree with you that either way, he probably does die. But I don't think Saitama would live the universe reset.
But Saitama's way faster.
Yeah, that's true. Saitama is very
Leaps and
fast.
bounds faster. So I think he's gonna land that shot before Pops can.
But I
But like I
mean,
said, it's
who
gonna
knows?
last a long time.
This
My
fight could go
guess,
on like
my
forever.
guess, my guess is going Saitama. Your guess is going Pops,
That's
and
what
then
we
we'll leave
argued.
the rest of
So,
it open to you guys here in the books.
yep.
So comment down below who you think takes this one, and yeah, and maybe comment also any recommendations you have for us to
Got,
do on this
got
character versus this character.
yes.